of course, everyone wants to talk about how Gen Z don't want to drink wine. I think they don't want to drink wine like we used to. I think that part is missing.
That's a good.
I don't look at it as they don't want to drink wine. As a professor and teaching 21-year-olds at a university, I can tell you they are interested in wine. They're just not interested in the way that it was consumed previously. So I feel like those of us who are in industry now, who are open to change and willing to talk to new drinkers about what other fun ways to enjoy it, I think they're game to drink wine.
From the art of Grandi Langhe, real conversations captured on site. Presented with the media partnership of the Italian Wine Podcast.
Okay, we're back. We are doing our Grandi Langhe 2026 marathon for Italian Wine Podcast as the podcast partner once again this year. And our guest now is Cha.
Hey!
Her real name is Cha McCoy, and she's a dear friend of ours. She came to visit us. When was the last time?
2023.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
she came to see us at our office, our headquarters in Verona,
Yes.
23. It
Yeah.
seems like ages ago.
It does. I don't
Right?
know. I think timing has, post-COVID, we're all like, what day, what year is it?
So Cha, what are you up to? Of course, I know you have something here. Show our
Something
audience.
special, yes.
Show our audience.
New book release in the States on November 4th, Wine Pairing for the People. And international release was January 15th of 2026. So
So just now.
yeah, international release. Yes, very just now.
Exciting.
And I'm
so
on my
tell us
Euro
about
tour.
the book, just very quickly, before we get into the heat of things for
No
Grandi
worries.
Langhe.
So the book is all about decentralizing what foods get paired with great wines. And it's over 170 wine and food pairings focused on Africa and beyond. So that includes Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean. And I'm just breaking down the joys of pairing wine with foods from everywhere. So making sure that all cultures feel more included in the conversation with wine, as well as highlighting wine regions that are often left out of, let's say, the normal wine education textbook. So Turkey, Georgia, South Africa, Brazil. So it's been a fun ride.
Okay, so how did you come up with this idea of wine pairing for the people?
Yeah,
And what do you mean when you say the people?
basically all the people who have been left out of the wine conversation. There's a growing interest even on fine dining as it relates to whether it's Indian food or West African food in the U.S. But most people don't see sommeliers in those spaces and don't think about wine being paired with these dishes like Tebougine from Senegal, et cetera, and DB. So this was like a life's project. I've been traveling and living abroad for a while.
Yeah, because you were in Portugal when you came.
I was in Portugal. Yes, I was living in Portugal.
And then you went back to stateside?
Yes, I did. I did return. So I was somming in Portugal, but as you know, my love in wine education started right here in Italy back in 2010. So this
So
is
where are you based now?
in New York,
In
right
New
in
York,
New York, back
New York
home
City?
in New York City.
We are at Grandi Langhe. This is your first time, right?
It is. It is.
And I know you just got here like a couple of hours ago.
Right.
Like, it is massive. Do you have a strategy as to how you're going to go about tasting all the wines?
So I've taken on a new strategy.
Okay.
And it's crazy that I'm glad you asked me that. So I have my iPad, no longer pen and paper no more.
Okay.
I've went digital. I've also, where was my, I'm like, I think I've been hiding it. Yes,
The
I've
map?
actually, my map. I don't know where my map went. Here we go. I've immediately went to the map. I've started highlighting the producers I need to taste for the conversations that I'm in, and especially pairings as it relates to the
Yeah,
book.
give me some examples of the producers
Sure.
you've highlighted.
Giovanni Rosso.
Okay.
The idea is finding out, have people adapted to trusting maybe newer or non-traditional wine in this region? So I just finished tasting with, who was it? Brico. Oh, gotta help me with this one. Castavelli.
Castelvey.
Yeah.
Brick Castelvey.
They are doing amphora wines, and I was very interested in how, the way we teach and learn about Piedmont is very the structure, the aging, but here I am having Viognier, which I would have never expected.
Right.
That's been aged in amphora. So that's what I'm here is to find out where the gems and maybe untraditional styles are being made too.
So how many wines do you think you'll be able to taste during these 2 days?
Well, my strategy is at least to get through the 50 producers
Right,
that I've
okay.
highlighted. And if I get anywhere close to, let's just say even 30 of those producers.
Yeah, that's quite ambitious, actually.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
wish me luck out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does the Piemonte wines get integrated into your new book?
Yeah, so a lot of the understanding about wine is more about how does taste and terroir actually play an interesting role with the different foods. And that is anything from Moscato to Barbera d'Alba to obviously my love, which is Nebbiolo and Barolo, and understanding context and balance and finding out which foods actually pair well with it and not think about it from a place of what grows together goes together. So one of the examples that I have with the Moscato tasting actually is Moscato and Dominican cake. It's almost
Dominican cake.
Yeah.
What is that?
Dominican cake is like a layered, I mean, we usually have it for like a birthday cake, but from the Dominican Republic, more spongy, very moist, perfect for Moscato tasting,
Okay.
very citrusy. You'll even have some pineapple layered in the middle. But if no one, I guess, gave Moscato as a pairing for it because they think culturally they're not connected, then we're missing out on a very unique and interesting pairing. So that's one of my favorites, and being able to introduce dishes that are not traditionally seen together is important.
Give me some other examples of your ideas
Yeah.
of the Piemonte wines and the wine pairing for the people.
Yeah, I'm gonna list some that I've actually
Okay.
taken from the book, so I
Okay.
won't miss a step in case anybody is listening. Actually, it's like, what
Okay.
page is that on? So Palestinian malbulub is
What is that?
it's a savory cake.
I'm getting all that. I'm
Lamb.
getting like a private lesson here.
Yeah,
Okay.
layered lamb dish with rice, baked. It actually has a lot of spices, so I paired it with Nebbiolo, for
Okay.
example.
Nebbiolo.
She crab soup from Low Country.
Okay.
Pair that with Arnaz.
Arnaz,
And,
okay.
and again, I guess she crab is actually a bisque more so than it as a soupy dish, but
It's like, is it like more like a lobster bisque? or
yeah,
no?
but crab roe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And I have that paired with, so there's a more aged Arnaz.
And this Arnaz.
Yeah,
Okay.
as one of my pairings. We talked about the Dominican cake already with the Moscato. Another Moscato, I have the frozen dessert from Iran called Faldu, Falooodeh. It's rose water and noodles, and it's frozen first and then it's served. So these are some of the more interesting dishes that you maybe don't think, but culturally, if you're from those countries and you love wine, I wanted to make sure people feel connected.
Okay.
So it's good to be able to taste and find out specifically, because I don't usually name producers in my book,
Yeah.
but just to get people venturing out of the traditional, just, I don't know, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, the international varietals that everyone knows. And Piedmont has enough diversity that I think goes well with a lot of these dishes.
But when you think of, I don't know, your typical Piemonte big wine like Barolo or Barbaresco, what would you pair it with? Personally.
For me, I mean, I love anything that's like spicy is good for me. So I just actually had a very fresh Nebbiolo just now.
Right.
So I like suya, which is a Nigerian dish or spice. And I have chicken suya at home, but you can find it as lamb suya as well. I just don't happen to eat red meat, so that's kind of a go-to dish for me to have Barolo when I can, and I'm cooking at home.
So do you think there is kind of a conversation gap between the Italian wine producers and the audience? Because we talk, I mean, everyone's talking about how, like, we shouldn't talk down necessarily, but it's just become too elitist, the wine talk. What is your thought on that?
Yeah, I think that diversity is key here. A lot of people think diversity means, I don't know, you and I don't look Italian, so they go to, we're the diversity, but I also think that diverse thought. So we both can be in an industry trained in the same way as everyone in the room, but if we're now, in my case, pairing with different dishes, that's a new way of thinking. If Italians typically don't eat Nigerian dishes, they've missed the whole opportunity of being in Nigerian restaurants, for example. So I feel like that's one way to break down the elitism. I think also tasting with wine producers who are looking at peewee varietals, which I'm excited to taste with someone later on this evening. So hybrid grapes, understanding climate change and seeing how that's affecting the region, and looking at it as, okay, a new way of thinking is also going to be a way of diversifying this region as well. So I feel like there are producers here, which I'm excited to learn from, who are open to new ideas. And that's how you also change and be a part of, the times, the change of times. And of course, everyone wants to talk about how Gen Z don't want to drink wine. I think they don't want to drink wine like we used to. I think that part is missing.
That's a good.
I don't look at it as they don't want to drink wine. As a professor and teaching 21-year-olds at a university, I can tell you they are interested in wine. They're just not interested in the way that it was consumed previously. So I feel like those of us who are in industry now, who are open to change and willing to talk to new drinkers about what other fun ways to enjoy it, I think they're game to drink wine.
Okay, I think that's on a good positive note to wrap this up. So thank you very much for joining us
Thanks
today,
for having
Cha
me, Stevie.
McCoy, the new author of this wonderful book, A Wine Pairing for the People.
The people.
The people. And enjoy Grandi Langhe.
Thank you.
You're a virgin here, so
I know.
there's so much to do, and hopefully you can come back and let us know what you thought.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Stevie.
Ok, ciao
Ciao.
ragazzi.
Ciao.
Progetto finanziato con lo sviluppo rurale Piemonte 2023-2027. Intervento SRG10, promozione dei prodotti di qualità. Regione.piemonte.it, sviluppo rurale. Si invita al consumo responsabile delle bevande alcoliche.